Hello, and thank you for joining us today as we present the initial findings of a research study into the future of film festivals. I'm Angela Heck, Managing Director of the Whistler Film Festival Society. For the past 20 years, the Whistler Film Festival has welcomed filmmakers, fans, industry, and guests to our mountain home located on the shared unceded territory of the Squamish and Lillooet Nations, right here in beautiful British Columbia, where we celebrate the art and craft of filmmaking. In 2020, we, like many other festivals around the globe, found ourselves having to reinvent the way that we work in an online world. The shift happened rapidly and rather unpredictably. And the fact that we were able to present an entirely online festival experience, complete with networking and industry program through our Content Summit, and also provide rich professional development experiences for more than 80 content creators through our talent programs, is entirely due to the efforts of our amazing team. Our staff, our board, donors, our funding partners, volunteers, and especially our community worked tirelessly as we reimagined what was possible to bring the best of Canadian stories to the screen. In the process, many of us learned new digital skills, the art of the pivot, and sometimes a few choice new words. Yes, these were extraordinary circumstances, but they have also transformed the way that we look at what, how, and where a film festival can be. So we found ourselves asking, what does the future hold for festivals, and how can we support Canadian filmmakers in this evolving environment? With support from the Canada Council for the Arts and Telefilm Canada, and the superb research skills of Chad Rickaby and the team at Nordicity, we dove in to find out. This is an initial presentation of research that was conducted from December 2020 to March 2021. What you'll see here is a high-level review of our findings, which tease out the current landscape for film festivals and filmmakers. We hope that the report will help with future decision-making and spark the innovations that support filmmakers in this evolving environment.
I think it's tempting sometimes to kind of equate creativity with a kind of madness.
Simply put, we are looking to make the very best deals we can for Canadian-produced content.
I worked hard and I got a lot of breaks, a lot of tiny little breaks that added up to a career.
And there was something about this movie that made me think, somebody would have to say, what if that was me that was in this horribly violent situation?
Because I'm such a nerd with all those movies, I'm like, I want my next film to be like Hong Kong art house, French Nouveau. That's what I want to do.
We are in charge of our own destiny, and that's basically what Velvet did. She took charge of her own destiny. It's quite touching.
I mean, people don't want to talk about periods, and people don't want to, and we sort of we say it's about bloody time short about periods. That's sort of what this film's about. It's what the movement's about.
Queen of the Morning Calm is about a young immigrant sex worker and her little girl and their search for the true meaning of love.
There are just so many incredible stories like this that need to be told, and I just feel so honored to be putting on screen these women's stories.
You cannot adjust a sketch. It's been written. Everyone has copies of it, and if it's not funny, it just keeps going and going and going. I was just like,
We approach the character of Anne with a lot of love. She comes to cannabis, she comes to dealing from a wellness perspective. She cares about her clients, she cares about the community. It's not a stoner comedy.
So the story follows this kite helper that wants to make it big and develops himself, and then gets sidetracked into La Dolce Vita, and that's based on true events.
And the winner of the Barzos Award for Best Cinematography is Ciliana Cardenas for The Cuban.
It's just getting bigger and better, and the excitement is ramping up, and it's I couldn't imagine this film premiering anywhere else. I'm grateful to you for seeing what we were trying to achieve with this very incredibly personal film, so thank you.
The winner for this year's Best Picture for the Borsos Awards is Antigone.
I'm so glad that I see so many great films by women. It's been a few years now that we see more of them, and again, thank you for this.
Thank you for joining us as we present the initial findings of the Whistler Film Festival Society's research into the evolving models of film festivals and their role in the post-pandemic media ecosystem. The Transformation of Media Arts Organization study is made possible with the support of the Canada Council for the Arts and Telefilm Canada, and was conducted in collaboration with Nordicity. The Whistler Film Festival Society is a charitable organization dedicated to furthering the art and business of film by providing programs that focus on the discovery, development, and promotion of new talent. We do this by producing a highly respected and recognized international film festival and content summit that draws artists, industry, and audiences together each December and provides global exposure for Canadian talent. The Whistler Film Festival also delivers 11 highly respected mentorship-based talent development programs for screenwriters, producers, directors, actors, and musicians. And we deliver year-round film and event programming that enriches community life beyond the festival. This presentation highlights the study's initial findings and was prepared by Nordicity, a global consultancy with more than 4 decades of experience in the film and TV sector, including recent projects relating to digital shifts in the industry. After viewing this segment, there will be an opportunity to provide feedback on what you've heard. This feedback will be incorporated into the final report, which will be available in both French and English on the Whistler Film Festival website. As we move through this presentation, we'll take a look at the context for the study, present our engagement findings, review the feedback and input we received from film festivals, content creators, producers, and distributors, and we'll take a look ahead at next steps. At its foundation, the project aims for a better understanding of the digital festival models which are emerging and their impact on the post-pandemic film industry landscape. This includes identifying and responding to online opportunities and needs in order to provide a pathway to success for media artists in the long term. Ultimately, these findings will result in key recommendations and areas for future research into the ongoing evolution of hybrid film festivals. The project took a 4-phase approach that included a document review to assess industry trends, as well as extensive primary research through interviews and an online survey. Interviews and the online survey were available in both English and French. The findings presented here captures input from participants from across the country with diverse backgrounds and experience levels. The context of this study is significant. We all recognize that the pandemic has caused an unprecedented shift in the industry and increased the importance of digital platforms for film festivals. The study shows that this shift has left a window of opportunity for smaller, local festivals and placed a greater emphasis on the significance of digital strategy. Improved accessibility and increased participation in digital festival programming has made them more inclusive, creating important opportunities to support filmmakers through the recovery. Overall, it shows that film festivals are key for industry growth through expanded curation activities and professional development opportunities that support artist growth. Film is a place to inspire, invigorate, and innovate. Film festivals offer curated content, a unique experience, and a sense of community. This study reached out to a diverse group of industry stakeholders through interviews and an online survey between December 2020 and March 2021. Of the respondents, 58% identified as a filmmaker, media artist, producer, or creator, while 27% identified as a film festival representative. Distributors and other industry decision-makers were also consulted and made up 7% of participants. Most of the survey respondents were well established within their fields, with 75% having been in the industry for over 8 years. 74% of respondents had participated in a film festival in some way since March 2020. While there have been benefits to the shift online, which we will discuss shortly, there were many challenges with the rapid change in the festival model. As seen here, the most significant challenge for film festivals was the ability to engage audiences, noted by nearly 2/3 of respondents. Generating revenue through ticket sales and the organizational capacity to deliver new products and services were also notable challenges. Interestingly, producing a sufficient amount of content was rarely noted as a challenge. Diving into the audience engagement challenge more specifically, respondents noted that it was difficult to create an engaging experience and generate that all-important festival buzz and exciting atmosphere in an online environment. Having different windows of availability was another way audience engagement changed online. Many festivals chose not to have films scheduled at set times, as you would in real time in a theater, but rather had content available 24/7 for a limited period, for example, 1 week. This allowed audiences greater options for when and where they could watch. Film festivals also took different approaches regarding online programming. For example, while some increased the number of shorts available, others focused on providing a wider selection of industry panels. Revenue generation through ticket sales also proved challenging. Festivals were often expected to lower prices for digital content, as audiences generally expected to pay less for a virtual experience. While the move online eliminated some physical costs, such as renting theater space, festivals incurred new costs, such as subscriptions to streaming platforms and geo-blocking services. The drop in ticket sales made other sources of revenue, such as sponsorship and public funding, more significant. While some film festivals had secured funding, others had sponsorships or funding drop out at the last minute. Organizational capacity was also a key challenge, especially for smaller festivals that were operating with very few full-time staff. Individuals often had to take on more than usual to meet programming timeframes or rapidly learn new digital skills. For larger film festivals that were able to retain some of their part-time staff, individual roles were often shuffled around, temporarily, to meet new needs, such as increased customer online support. From reevaluating business models to ensuring they are always providing an exceptional audience experience, the challenges described show the complexity of the film festival environment. Despite the challenges, there are benefits. Increasing accessibility for audiences and filmmakers who may not have been able to attend in person was identified as the most important benefit by nearly 3/4 of respondents. This was followed by a capacity to reach a larger and in some cases more geographically diverse audience by being online. Importantly, while digital access meant wider reach, it also revealed inequities regarding digital literacy and access to the technology. Festivals tried to mitigate these issues by ensuring that technical assistance was always available. In fact, some designed roles such as accessibility coordinator or partnered with external organizations who specialize in these fields. But the news of 2020 and the opportunities moving ahead is in the evolution of digital tools. Several digital platforms are being used to deliver festivals online, such as Eventive and Cinesend, as well as platforms such as Twitch and StreamYard. These were largely chosen based on navigability and user experience, as well as online safety. More than 90% of respondents agreed that these digital tools will likely continue to be used in the future. Getting the right tools to get online in a year where socially distant became a common phrase isn't the only festival shift that required a pivot. Discoverability strategies varied widely between festivals, given their differing needs and capabilities. For example, smaller festivals pursued targeted digital outreach strategies to attract audiences in their respective niche. Larger festivals often had already established partnerships with large streaming platforms such as Eventive and Cinesend to extend their market reach. Many festivals spoke of the importance of drawing from their network of alumni, members, family, and friends through word of mouth. Others found creative ways to reach their audiences by establishing or expanding roles such as digital communications coordinator or online services coordinator. to carry out their differentiation and discoverability work. The rapid shift online and corresponding need to expand digital capacity are defining elements in the emerging post-pandemic model for film festivals. Training staff to expand their technical skills and increase their digital literacy have been essential to get festival teams operational in this new environment. At the same time, many of the respondents mentioned that increased online meetings and screen time had led to Zoom fatigue and staff burnout. Film festivals recognize the immense importance of digital knowledge and capacity, both of which remain in high demand. Accompanying the shift online is an enhanced capacity to use digital analytics to inform decision-making. Participants noted that they have been able to collect data, feedback, and audience analytics like never before, which has been extremely valuable for management moving forward. This data can be used to gain a better understanding of, among other things, the ROI of streaming, advertising and promotion engagement, and evaluating user experience. These metrics in turn serve funding and sponsorship opportunities. That said, it was also noted by some that they are still not sure how the data will actually inform decision-making, as 2020 was such a unique year. A defining characteristic of online festivals was the capacity to level the playing field and provide more opportunities for equitable access. Many festivals noted that they tried to keep costs low for their audience and community members, as well as offering a certain amount of free content as a way to improve equitable access online. Other efforts included ensuring multilingual subtitle options and closed captioning for those with disabilities. Several festivals shared that the number of applicants for training programs rose dramatically over the last year, reflecting the more accessible nature of online programming options for career development, where previously time and distance may have provided barriers to entry. The distribution landscape is being significantly impacted by the pandemic. Film festivals have always been, and will continue to be, a critical avenue to reach new audiences and promote films. In 2020, each festival we consulted had secured bespoke agreements from distributors, with varied terms for online streaming windows and geographic availability. In the online world, most creators were happy with increased exposure for their films through wide online distribution. However, larger international distributors were often opposed to the long-tail approach and wanted to maintain their territorial, sequential windows for multiple releases. For content creators as well, the shift has been profound. There was a wide agreement that the organic connections and networking that happens at an in-person event were deeply missed. This sentiment was reflected in interviews with creators and distributors who noted that online meetings, while efficient, did not bring the same level of deep connection and discussion. With viewers streaming from home, filmmakers also lose the captive audience who would normally be present at a traditional film festival and provide buzz for a film. This puts more of the onus on the creator to promote the film in an already crowded online marketplace. The most common benefits for creators were the ability to work from home and to participate virtually from anywhere in the world. In addition, the ability to reach a larger audience was especially beneficial for emerging creators who may not otherwise have been able to reach such a large, often national audience. While the benefits of increased access were widely cited, it is also notable that this is seen as both a positive and negative outcome of the hybrid model. Filmmakers revealed that the online market made it easier for them to connect with industry professionals, but at the same time found the market to be very crowded, making it more challenging to stand out. As online engagement offers new avenues for programming, film festivals have an increasingly important and evolving role in supporting media artists and filmmakers through this evolution. The study identified that the most important professional development needs were current industry intelligence and storytelling and creativity skills. The need for training on current industry intelligence, creativity skills, and digital strategy portray new areas of learning that are critical to adapting to industry changes. So, what does this mean for the future of festivals? The research overwhelmingly shows that festivals plan to continue using these new technologies and a hybrid approach, even after restrictions are lifted. because of the capacity to provide more equitable access and to expand festival offerings through online content distribution, respondents suggest that the film industry ecosystem is looking to move ahead within this digital environment, albeit embracing a combination of online and in-person opportunities. The research concludes that the hybrid model is here to stay, bringing benefits and challenges for the whole film ecosystem. For example, digital programming allows festivals to be more accessible, but also makes it harder to stand out. This may lead to opportunities to enhance marketing and analytics expertise for both festivals and creators. Festivals play an important role for creators to reach new audiences and benefit from further professional development. Yet the loss of organic connections in an in-person environment is a key barrier, especially for emerging creators trying to access networking and sales opportunities. In summary, the research illustrates important ways that future programming design and curation can ensure festivals continue to play a pivotal role in the film ecosystem. Thank you for your time and for joining us today.